definitely, we felt like it was the opener sort of early on in the, like, well, we had all the songs, but we felt like it was an opener once we had the songs sort of written. Felt like it was sort of a more upbeat, sort of rock oriented, and it would lead itself to opening the record. Once we were out there, Jack sort of collaborated on that, and he felt the same way.
He was really helpful with some of the harmonies on that song too. Really like playing around with harmonies, like what we did on Soma. He had some really cool suggestions for the chorus for turns. He would just sit in the booth and just hum harmonies to me.
Yeah,
I was gonna like pick the ones that I liked.
I think overall he pushed her the most. I feel like he would be like, ah, ah, ah. He'd keep telling her where to go with his hands, getting her to keep going higher. It was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I think we all kind of leaned on him a little bit and like relied on him to say if something was awful.
Well, it doesn't suck.
What doesn't suck.
Yeah,
Well,
it doesn't suck.
That was his line.
But we were always a fan of Jack's work, and he's a big influence on us musically with the bands that he worked with.
As it turns out, he became a little obsessed with trying to make it sound like one of our older records too.
He wanted it to represent, like the catalog. But I think it's a good balance between what he does and what we've done. Yeah, because I think the records overall previously sort of like that is our sound. That's kind of what we sound like live too. He wanted to emulate that.
But we were also wanting to go out of our comfort zone
Yeah.
and do a record full on in a studio with a producer. It got early on in the writing process that we were kind of dragging and laying behind, and we had the song written early, and it was a really good song, and the release on Riding Easy Records with Salem Pot was going to be very limited, and we knew it was a good song. We liked the song, so we felt like maybe we should put it out there and have more people be able to hear it, but also to help us kind of make the record stronger and add to, sound, because it's what we've been working on.
That's the actual music for the song was around while we were writing Soma, right?
Yeah, we actually had been toying with that song for a number of years. We toyed with that song prior to even Soma coming out. So the one version with Salem's Pot was more or less a demo, sort of us finally getting to hear what it sounds like recorded, built upon it for this record.
Yeah, there's a little structural differences between the two versions, but overall it's the same song.
It was initially written on an acoustic guitar. The verse kept switching around, like just a different sort of rhythm to it, until I sort of zeroed in on the way I wanted it to sound. I think on acoustic it kind of sounded a little more melancholy than it does on electric. I just always had sort of like an initial sort of thought about how it would, the intro and whatnot before the song kicks in. Always wanted to toy with a keyboard. When we were out in Seattle, Parker played the keyboard part, and him and Jack had sort of worked together in conjunction with that.
TJ played him on Shepherd's Crook.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the first time we've had keyboards on a song. It's my first time doing it. I don't really know how to play a keyboard, so like Jack would sort of say like, that sounds like circus music, dial it back.
It was cool because it was really spontaneous.
Yeah.
We hadn't really had that worked out, the intro prior to the recording, and then Garrett played acoustic guitar at the beginning.
I feel like that was one of the first songs that I remember hearing after we demoed it and just being like, whoa, this sounds completely different than what I thought it sounded. Because a lot of times he would record, or I would record him just on my phone playing, and I remember having this song on my phone almost as early as like January this year, and just listening to it and not knowing what I was going to do with it, and then finally kind of jammed through it and we actually demoed it. She got to put some vocals over it, and it just like especially made everything sound different.
Yeah,
once
like
her
the chorus really kicked up.
Yeah, once you heard the vocals, it's like, whoa, this song like really went somewhere that I did not know it was going to go. that was pretty cool.
That was one of the easier or faster songs to come up with a vocal melody for. I think it just made sense.